Ashkan REZAEI making his way towards the red corner. His opponent is Reese Lynch of Scotland. He'll be boxing out of the blue corner. Rodrigo Garcia Geron of Guatemala is our referee. And we are underway. Action from the 63.5 kilogram light welterweight division. This one between boxers from Iran and Scotland. The man wearing red is Ashkan REZAEI, 22 years of age. Competing in his first World Championships. As is Reese Lynch. That's the southpaw wearing blue representing Scotland. Towering figure in the 63.5 kilogram light welterweight division. First bout of the tournament for Lynch, having received a bye in the round of 64. REZAEI was a very impressive unanimous point decision winner over Modestas Muidina of Lithuania. Showed volume, variety. It was a terrific display, but the southpaw left uppercut of Lynch has been an effective shot in the opening minute of this second round. There he turns the southpaw left into a cross, straight down the pipe to pick off the advancing figure in red. REZAEI trying to close the distance. His first phase of attack fell short. He tried to keep it going, but he's claimed around the waist by Reese Lynch. Both boxers spoken to about punching incorrectly with the inside part of the glove. It's rather untidy as both boxers seek to let their hands go. Rabbit punches landed by REZAEI. Better of that exchange got from Lynch, causing REZAEI to be off balance when he attempted his reply. So bobbing and weaving his way forwards is REZAEI, but he's not able to close the distance effectively behind any offense, and when he did, he was wrapped up immediately by Reese Lynch. Nice movement in the pocket from the taller figure, just turning away to reduce the size of the target area, as he did there. And then he came back with a southpaw left of his own, swinging around and missing by some distance is Ashkan REZAEI. His accuracy deserting him here. There was a good right hand driven into the body as an uppercut by REZAEI. Inside the final minute of the opening round, there's REZAEI with a good roundhouse right and a clipping left hook in mid-range, and a solid right cross catching Lynch as he was unable to turn away to turn that one into a glancing blow. REZAEI applying the headlock, walking his man back towards the red corner. Deep into this opening round. Counter left hand to the body is a nice shot from Lynch. Remaining up on his toes, clipping left hand got through from REZAEI as he lunged into distance with it. Now he's trying to work away with what is currently a free right hand. Closing seconds of the first round. Left hand from Lynch not too far away. He was caught by the inside of the glove and wrist by the man in red. Burst of shoe shine punches to the torso from Lynch. Another headlock applied by REZAEI. Physical contest through the first 3 minutes. Some quality punch picking produced by Reese Lynch during that first round, but REZAEI competitive throughout. Let's contrasting physiques, making for a very intriguing contest. And that reflected on the scorecards, a 4-1 split in favor of the boxer from Scotland, the judge from Morocco preferring the work of REZAEI. Some clever punch picking, a nice ring generalship demonstrated by Reese Lynch during the course of that opening round. REZAEI did find the mark on a couple of occasions, but oftentimes he was reduced to swinging and missing. And when he did throw correctly, they were often reduced to glancing blows because of the nice movement in the pocket by Reese Lynch. So we go into the second round. Reese Lynch competed in Roseto earlier this summer in the European Under-22 Championships in the 64-kilogram light welterweight division. Here he tries a check right hand. 4 Scottish national titles under his belt. 2 junior and 2 youth. 7th place finisher in the 2019 European Youth Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria a couple of years ago. So he's continuing to accumulate experience and boxed in the World Youth Championships in Budapest in 2018. Here he is in the senior version, biggest tournament of his life as it is for REZAEI. He participated in the Asian Continental Championships in Dubai earlier this year, but again, biggest stage on which he has ever competed. So that's a stern talking to in the direction of REZAEI about punching with the inside of the glove. He's going to have to watch how he conducts himself here as he takes a flashing left hand during that burst of activity. Reese Lynch finding the mark. REZAEI clamping those gloves to the side of his head. Now he's operating a far looser guard. Heads came together between the southpaw and orthodox boxer. Look how rough it is on the inside. Lynch takes the heel of his glove and shoves his man off. He looks for the same tactic once again. Putting his hands around the neck of his opponent was REZAEI. Very physical, beautiful right jab on the disengagement from Reese Lynch. Can he keep it at that type of territory from his perspective? You see REZAEI claim him again and take the inside of his glove and knock on his head as though he's rapping on a door. Now that's hitting on the break. And that is stern admonishment in the direction of REZAEI. I really think he's going to have to watch how he conducts himself here. Gets through with a good backhand. Reese Lynch driven backwards across the ring. He catapults off the ropes. It's another untidy tangle. Reese Lynch almost bending the elbow of REZAEI the other way as the bodies slammed together at short range once again. Incredibly physical, this one. And you saw a cutaway of Mike Keane, the Scottish coach, saying, Reese, keep your distance. And this isn't the type of distance he's talking about. Reese Lynch possesses a considerable advantage in height, range, and reach. But for the most part of this second round, this is where the contest has been fought, like it's wrestling or MMA. It's been incredibly physical. That suits REZAEI down to the ground. He runs into a left uppercut on the inside here. It's Reese Lynch doing the holding. And again, these boxers are treading something of a tightrope for me. Right hook success is a clipping shot for the man in red. In the closing stages of that second round. Reese Lynch took the first round on a 4-1 split. How will the judges score that second? That was very untidy indeed. Both boxers landing occasional successful shots. And look at that. Reese Lynch taking the second on a 3-2 split. So we've got 3 scorecards of 19 points apiece because judges 1 and 2 scored the second round in favor of REZAEI. So for judges 1, 2, and 3, it is all square going into the third and final round. Reese Lynch has a 20 points to 18 lead for judges 4 and 5. But remember, 2-0 is not enough. It has to be an absolute majority of the 5 scoring judges. Well, our referee from Guatemala calling time before round 3 can get underway, and reminding the boxers that they are not to hold. And now Reese Lynch up on his toes, trying to maintain a gap between himself and his opponent, and he did score with a good southpaw left. Then he drops his hands, trying to draw his man in, but REZAEI closing the distance, only to be picked off. Reese Lynch with a little bit of showmanship, looking over his shoulders. As for where the shot went, as if to say, well, it didn't catch me on the chin, as a ramrod right jab is straightened out by Reese Lynch, who is doing a much better job now of using his attributes of range and reach to keep his man at bay. REZAEI closes the gap once more and drives his elbow beneath the chin of his opponent, and that could well be his final talking to, as Reese Lynch pings him with a right jab left cross combination. REZAEI into the short range once again, applied a momentary headlock, both boxers claiming one another on the inside. And I really do feel that they have to watch how they're conducting themselves here, because somebody is going to pick up a warning. Approaching the midpoint of the final round. Roundhouse left, and then a couple of right hands land by REZAEI. Digs in a hard right hand to the body. Beautiful two-shot combination from Reese Lynch, and then another right jab, swiveling the head of REZAEI. He gets physical by shoving his man in the chest back towards the ropes. Well, I keep saying, as REZAEI shovels in 2 hard punches to the body, I keep saying I don't know how many more admonishments each of these boxers is going to be able to receive before a warning is issued, because look at this. This is really physical, rough stuff from REZAEI. Reese Lynch, now he's holding on as he bids to turn himself off the ropes. A minute to go in the 3rd and final round. Nice right jab landed by the boxer in blue. It's another maul on the inside once again. Right jab landed by Reese Lynch. REZAEI scored with a right hand of his own. Reese Lynch becoming disorganized. And both boxers spoken to. Reese Lynch just reminded to wipe his gloves after they may have touched the canvas after he was ragdolled by REZAEI. Again, REZAEI drives his man's head back over the top rope, then fires a couple of punches while Reese Lynch was not in a position to defend himself. Inside the final 30 seconds, remember, we've got 3 tied scorecards, 19 points apiece for judges 1, 2, and 3. REZAEI continuing to press. Reese Lynch looking to maintain a gap. Forearm slammed in with the left hand by REZAEI. Reese Lynch's leg almost came up off the canvas. Closing 10 seconds of what has been a very intensely contested affair. Physical is an understatement. REZAEI holding onto the top ropes to keep his man pinned there. Terrific round of boxing, while the Iranian corner think that their man's aggression was enough. But for my money, the boxing that Reese Lynch was able to produce in that first minute of the final round, where he got up on his toes and maintained a gap between himself and his opponent, was enough to take it. A reminder of the context. 19 points apiece for judges 1, 2, and 3. Reese Lynch leading 20 points to 18 for judges 4 and 5. Which way is this one going to go? It could well be split. If we hear unanimous, Reese Lynch will have taken it. Nervous moments for the boxers now.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the bout number 290 in the ring A, the winner on points by split decision is the boxer out of the blue corner.
And there's confirmation. Reese Lynch, a split decision victor over Ashkan REZAEI, taking it on a 4-1 split. The judge from Morocco preferring the work of Ashkan REZAEI, but a hard-fought physical affair. REZAEI not a happy man, but that's of no concern to Reese Lynch, and he goes through to the 3rd preliminary round on this, his World Championship debut, the 4-time Scottish national champion, prevailing in a hard-fought affair that was incredibly physical and at times resembled something from the Olympic wrestling ring more than from the AIBA boxing ring. But it's Reese Lynch who prevailed, and we'll see him in action again on the 1st of November in the evening session, where he will be boxing Adrian Tiam Cruz of Spain.